One of the newest members of the Forrester family is here. You asked for him, and he is here, so stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
There's our new theme song.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
I do. It still has that 80s thing, but it's really updated. It sounds like LA to me.
It does.
It sounds like LA.
It. Yeah, yeah.
This is the only soap that's set in a real city.
Is it?
Yeah, all their soaps are fictional cities.
Really?
Genoa City is fictional. Salem is fictional. And what's the other one? Port Charles.
Okay.
They're set in real states.
Oh.
Oh, they're not real cities.
All right. Oh, I didn't know that.
But we're in Los Angeles, and we are in Los Angeles. And hi, this is the Bold Breakdown special. That's right, a Spotlight on special. I'm your host, James Lott Jr. And I'm happy to be here today because I have this young man who actually is a fan of our show, and I'm a fan of him and his show. He came in today for you guys, and I know some of you guys are in chat. You guys are ready. We're going to talk to him, ask him questions, and congratulate him on his Emmy nomination. Ladies and gentlemen, he plays a legacy character, Ridge Forrester Jr., also known as RJ, Anthony Turpel.
Hey guys, how's it going?
How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
You guys, of course, he came in here. His voice sounds deeper.
Yeah.
It's like, I think something happened between his last episode and here. I don't know what happened, but your voice is like, you got a deep voice.
Yeah, I like to, I mean, RJ doesn't sound like a 30-year-old, so I try to make my voice sound a little higher.
Yeah, that's so funny. Well, thanks for coming to the show.
Yeah, no problem.
Glad to have you on here. So, guys, follow us on our Bold Breakdown page. We have more information on there all the time on Facebook. Go ahead and like that. We're on iTunes, and we're on YouTube and SoundCloud under the Bold and Beautiful After Show. That's right. Okay, so first of all, congratulations on the Emmy nomination.
Thank you. Thank you.
Did you know, because I mean, you're young, but did you know how important, like, the Emmys are for TV acting? Like, that's the highest achievement you can get?
No, I didn't. I didn't know I was even submitted at first because I didn't submit myself.
Okay.
Bold and Beautiful did. And when I heard that, I didn't expect to actually get the nomination.
It just came on.
It just happened, and I was up in the office doing homework, and the TV's on and the talk is playing, and I'm all of a sudden I hear Anthony Turpel, and I'm like, what? And all of a sudden I realized I got the Emmy nomination. I'm like, holy crap!
Oh, that's great.
It's great. I know.
Because here's the thing: when you came on, most of the fans that I talked to, we all liked you instantly.
Oh, really?
Because, some people come on and you have to warm up to people. I'm not sure. But you came on like gangbusters. I mean, you wanted your parents back together.
Yeah.
And you were talking to Bill like he was crazy. And it was like, we liked it. We're like, this RJ is great. Because for years, we were like, where's RJ? Last time we saw your character, you were a kid with Hope.
That's right. Yeah.
And Hope has been on the show. And, of course, major character, Kim Matula and all that. But, like, we were like, where's RJ? You're a major character on the show.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just honored to be playing the character, and I'm learning so much. It's such a cool experience. And I've only been on for 6 months, but it feels like I've been on forever.
Well, you do a soap, which is like, folks out there, it's a lot of work.
It's insane.
I mean, like...
It's, like, first day, I think it was Torsten that said, this is the hardest thing you're ever going to do. And I'm like, really? And I exactly knew what he meant since the first time I walked onto that set. It's insane of, like, how much they give you in such a short amount of time, and they're like, work with it. And it's, as an actor, it's boot camp, but it just makes you so much better.
Yeah.
And I mean, the experience is amazing.
We're gonna break that down.
All right.
I have there's some scenes, things I want to talk to you about that I think are that we all kind of want to talk about. But first, back to the Emmy thing. So for the Emmy, so you found out, who'd you call first or text first?
My mom.
Yes.
I talked to my mom, and then I ran down and told my teacher, Miss Ginger. And
Hey, Miss Ginger.
Yeah. Hi, Miss Ginger.
Hey, Miss Ginger.
She's probably watching.
Yes.
But yeah, she and I told her, and she already knew. So,
she already knew. Okay.
So I was like, really? And throughout the whole entire day, it was just like I kept on getting tweets like congratulations, and it was overwhelming.
Do you have a suit for the occasion?
Bold and Beautiful is lending me a suit.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's worry about that. Like,
Yeah.
That's good. It's like how you dress, of course, these things.
Yeah.
It'll be a fun night for you, I think. It'll be a nice night.
I think it will. It's my first award show I'm ever going to.
Oh, wow.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
That's so exciting. But you'll always be known as Emmy nominee
Yeah.
the rest of your life.
That's so weird. if you would have said that 6 months ago,
Right.
I mean, I couldn't have believed it. It's such a cool experience.
Tell people out there how cool, because soaps sometimes get, like, oh, soaps, but it's a really wonderful medium, isn't it?
It is. The people on Bold is like, it's really cheesy to say it feels like a family.
Yeah.
but it really does, and I think that's because the Bells are the people that have been running it, and it's. I mean, there's no drama, which is kind of ironic. There's no drama. There's nothing, and it's just such a cool place to work, and you're learning so much. And I'm new. I've been acting. I've been since I've had an agent for 6 years now.
Okay.
And this is, out of all the 6 years, this is probably the best experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
And where are you from originally?
I'm from LA. So
LA, a local boy. See,
Yeah.
a local boy.
Yeah, I'm lucky. I was lucky to be born where the industry lies.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're on a show that's set in LA.
I am.
And you're having your greatest success on a show. You're from LA on a show from LA.
It all comes full circle.
Hello, everybody. Yeah. That's how the world works. I love that. I do. I love that. Now, I want to show something because this is a scene that I just think, again, endeared me to your character. Just saying that this and you were two people who are, we're going to talk about them too, Don Diamont and Scott Clifton for a second.
Yeah.
Because I want to know how you have kept a straight face. And so let's go ahead and pull up that scene. This is courtesy of CBS. And I want to show this. I just want to show this little scene. It's really funny. And how beautiful it looks too.
That's a great shot.
That's a great shot.
So, hanging out at Spencer.
All day, it seems.
Brooks, I did. You know, Dad, maybe you should consider taking RJ someplace fun. If you're trying to get to know the guy, I don't know if the office is the ideal location. Take him bowling. Take him a putt-putt golf.
What are you
His
talking
face
about
is
putt-putt golf? He's not 5 years old. Do I look like a bowler to you?
No, Dad, it's a bonding thing.
No, it's a dork thing, like that tie you wear. What better place is there to bond than the office? Let me tell you something. I think this kid is a natural for the magazine business. We might have a future reporter on our hands.
For a tabloid?
We do more than just tabloids.
Yeah, Spencer's mostly known for the tabloids, yeah, but they also
The
have...
tabloids bring in the money. The tabloids
They
pay
have
for
such
the
great
other
chemistry.
publications
They
we
do,
want to put
completely,
out.
completely.
It's all about the cash, is what I'm trying to impart
Bill.
on our young friend here, which is why I showed him the safe room.
You
That
you
safe
saw
room
the
was
safe.
hilarious,
You
too.
Yeah,
saw the
wasn't it?
safe room.
I did.
Oh my God! Soon you're gonna be getting your own sword necklace.
Talking about, he already has his own
The
sword.
sword necklace.
Remember? I gave it to you when your mother and I first got involved. You know, I think it would make her really happy if you wore it again.
No, I would, but it's kind of a Spencer thing. I appreciate you trying to include me, but
No, I get it. You don't want to be responsible
background
for
is
getting
so
your
beautiful.
father's
They do great
panties
with
in
the
a
sets,
bunch.
right?
He's
They
a
do.
very sensitive guy, and he would definitely
That's probably my favorite
overreact
set.
if he saw you wearing it.
It's a beautiful set.
Right.
Having said that, you could wear it for special Spencer occasions, like when your mother and I get married, for example.
I'll keep that in mind.
Good, great. You see that? Forresters can be likable.
That is just, I mean, the funniest scene. It's like, how did you, now again, I was cursing CBS.
Yeah.
How did you keep a straight face?
I didn't.
Oh, you did?
How many? Like
You look like you were laughing at one point when he, yeah.
It's so. I mean, those guys have such good chemistry, and just seeing them like go at, like, oh my gosh, it was so much fun. I remember that day. It was great. Yeah, those guys are I love Scott and I love Don, and they're both really good. And so seeing them in a scene together is great.
And I believe Don has like all boys or something in real
Yeah.
life. So he's probably, I mean, it's like an old boys club there.
Yeah,
In there,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, he's the most outgoing out of everyone.
How was it? Because they had RJ immediately after he came back go toe to toe with Bill.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think RJ's a strong character. He is, and he wasn't afraid to, he wasn't afraid to say what he wanted, but not only just say what he wanted, to act on that.
Yeah.
And I think that was I think that's a really cool characteristic for RJ.
Yeah, I mean, because he is a Forrester,
Yeah.
and so they have the Forrester strength and tenacity, but it's Dollar Bill. I was like, at first I was kind of nervous for your character.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's going to get it, but I feel like Don Diamont played Dollar Bill kind of like he was admiring you too in a weird way. Like, this kid has some spunk.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like you both were kind of going toe to toe, and you stood up to him. It was like. Almost like he was smiling too in some of these scenes. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, this little kid's trying it.
I think it was probably very impressive to see a kid stand up to someone so big and powerful.
Yes.
And so that could influence how he sees him.
I guess lesser people have gone down against Dollar Bill. Can you say hello to Amber's Baby 100?
Amber's Baby 100. Hi, how's it going?
She's like this. She's like, you're lucky you got to work with Scott and Don.
I am so lucky.
Yes, you did. Yeah, I thought very ballsy of your character, of this kid to just come back strong. That's why I liked you. I thought, this is great. This kid actually has their Forrester traits, and he knows what he wants.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm just come back, and that's it. Now, speaking of being a Forrester, I mean, your on-screen parents.
Yeah.
The wonderful Catherine Kelly Lang and Torsten K.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard Torsten has a car thing. He likes cars.
Yeah. He has a really oh my gosh. I'm not the biggest car guy.
Okay.
But the cars he brings in are like 1959 Corvettes.
Wow.
And I mean, it is cool. And he has this one Jeep that's just, it's awesome. He brings the coolest shit.
That's what I heard. And so so let's start with Catherine Kelly Lang. I mean, a legend. I think she's underrated. I think she's such a great actress. Consistently for 30 years.
Isn't that insane?
Brings it. It
years.
is. It's insane. I mean, 30 years ago, because I've been showing on my show, I graduated high school 30 years ago. So I've been showing pictures of me in high school. And I was just like, that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
And she brings it consistently every season.
I mean, she knows the character so well.
Yeah.
After 30 years. I mean, it's incredible. Same with John. Like,
yes.
Those guys have been in those characters' shoes for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, no one can replace them.
Who did you test with?
Kelly.
Kelly.
Yeah.
So how was that?
Really cool. I remember walking in and it felt like in a movie because it was a giant desk. Ed Scott was on one side.
wow, okay.
I think like the vice president of CBS was on another,
God.
and then Mr. Bell was right there, and then Kelly was like in the corner, and I'm like, phew. It was intimidating.
I'm sure.
Yeah, and I remember just sitting there, and there was two other guys in the room, and we're like, and it's just this because like you want to talk to them, but at the same time you just don't want to get out of that headspace.
Yeah.
And you just kind of look at each other a little bit, and you're like, all right. And they both go in, and I was the last one in. And
Oh, wow, you're last one.
yeah, and somehow I started talking about video games in the audition because they asked like, what are your hobbies or something, and I'm just like, I went off on video games for about 10 minutes, and I got the role.
Wow, that's so fun. That's so funny. So as I listen to everybody out there who's in this business, you never know what's going to get you the role. You could be the last in the room to go in.
It's intimidating. I mean, it's just so unpredictable. And
It is.
And it's such a risk every audition. You just don't know which one is going to be the one. And that one was the one. Yeah.
Wow. And so how soon did you know when you got the part?
Oh, I don't remember.
Was it a long time, or-
I remember waking up. And,
Good.
Well, I got a call from Miss Baker, my manager,
Okay.
and she said I got the part. And I was still tired, so I was overwhelmed. But I remember being like, wow, that's awesome. And yeah, it was just so overwhelming. It was so overwhelming.
So you finally got the role, and so
Yeah.
when you drive up to Television City, how did it all feel when you come into the lot?
To come to the lot knowing I had a job was
Yes,
great.
I'm sure.
And they showed me around, and it's such a big place.
Yes, it is.
And it has so much history. Like Carol Burnett and Friends filmed there.
Yes.
And like The Price is Right, we film right next to The Price is Right. James Corden films right above us. And just, it's such a cool experience to see like fans cheering during The Price is Right, and people are just like, everyone's in their own headspace doing their own work, but everyone's super passionate about it. It's really cool. And like you get to meet the Y&R guys because they're right next to us.
Yeah.
So I get to talk to them, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I've been to Television City for Dancing with the Stars. I was a guest. I got to do that. And
It's a cool studio, right?
It's a great studio.
Yeah.
Well, actually, with Dancing with the Stars was really funny. You walk in through the back, and they're putting you into your seats or whatever. And I sat behind the judges actually.
Oh, really?
It was kind of fun. But like you walk in, you're like, this is just like television. Am I inside the television? That's how it felt. Like I'm inside the television right now. I was like, this is crazy. I'm seeing. It looks exactly like it does on TV.
Yep.
But now you're in it. So it's like, I imagine for you going onto the set, like now, did you ever watch any Bone Before at all before you came on? Like, did you see some?
I watched when I got the audition.
Okay, so I figured. Okay, yeah.
Which I think almost every actor, if they get something that's already on, they watch and see like the tempo of the thing, and it was, and It's a good show. I like it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Kirk C, let me tell you, thanks for everybody who's watching. I'm glad you guys are spending your afternoon with us. Anthony is killing it as RJ. Best of luck at the Emmys.
Thank you.
And he thanks you for another great, bold and beautiful after show. Thank you. Thank you both of us. Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks,
very
Kirk
much.
C. That's very nice. That's nice you say that. I tell you, the fans like you. They were like, that you came in and they were just like, this kid came in and where'd he come from? But we like him.
Yeah, I've gone. I see like people tweet me and stuff, and I see both good and bad.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, some people really don't like me. But
Well, let's talk about the first day. So now you're in this whole world of the social media.
Yeah.
I get it also. I know
Yeah.
how it is doing these shows. I get it. Amber's said, love me so talented. But you do get good and bad. And some of it, is people trolling. They just say whatever they want.
yeah,
And so.
I mean, everyone has a right to their own opinion.
Yeah.
And art is something that deserves to be criticized, no matter what. So I'm perfectly fine with if someone doesn't like me because of how my acting or because how I look or something. It's perfectly okay. It could be a little overwhelming at first, because I've never been to the point where people paid attention to me.
Right.
You know, I've never been in the spotlight like that. So it was a little overwhelming, but it's a great thing that people get to say how they feel. And I 100% respect that.
Well, also I learned, and it's good advice for you too, because now you're into the soap world. It's the soap world. So
Yeah.
people have their definite ideas.
People are really they have a team and they stick
Yes.
to that team.
Yes, they do.
The Brill people are very
Yes,
Brill,
yes.
and the Bridge people are very Bridge.
The steam people are very steam.
Oh my gosh.
They're very steam.
And like online, they like are going against each
Yeah, they
other,
do.
and it's like a all-out war.
Yes, it is.
It's so, people are very passionate. It's
They are.
great. It's
It is great. It is great. I mean,
Yeah.
it helps the conversation. So,
Yeah.
but it's good that you have a good head on your shoulders about that now, because a lot of times it really isn't you. A lot of times it's just they have the character should be doing this, or the character you'll see all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's social media, right?
Yeah, so it gives you a thicker skin, and that's I think a good thing.
That is
Yeah.
a good thing. That's a good thing. Can you tell us a little something that we may not know about Miss Kathleen Kelly that we be kind of would smile about? That you've learned in 6 months.
She's very funny.
Oh,
She actually is. She's very funny, and she I mean, everyone knows she's super sweet.
Yeah.
And she will, if you have a question, she'll answer it. So if so just anything like and of course I being new to the show, I always was asked questions.
I'm sure, yes.
And so I bugged her about stuff, and and she was just so nice. So nothing too surprising, but she's very sweet and she's very funny. Yeah.
And now with Torsten, because doesn't he have an accent in real life?
He talks that way in real life.
He talks that way in real life.
He has the voice like this.
I love his voice.
Yeah.
I love it. What's it like working with him?
Super cool.
Yeah.
I think out of everyone, I think I've learned the most from Torsten. And it probably because I have the most scenes with him, and he's my dad on the show, so we get a lot of scenes together. But he like from day one, he took me under his wing. So has everyone else, but Torsten really took me under his wing, and I cannot be more grateful for that.
I think everybody. I mean, you right now you're like in a master class with all these people who are so.
I was so happy to be able to work with the big guys day one. That was a really big deal. Yeah, and I got to work with Don. I got to work with Torsten. I got to work with Kelly. And I think that really helped me out at the start, because I really got a feel for what how those guys play the game. And
Well, I'm really enjoying the Forrester men. There's been a bunch of scenes since you've been on where all the Forrester men are in situations with Zendi and Tommy, your brother Thomas on the show, and Rick. So how's it feel that you do those scenes together? With a few women are sprinkled in sometimes. But a lot of times it's the guys hanging out.
it's fun. It's really fun. Every time you're on set, you laugh.
That's good.
With everyone, with Pearson, with Rome, with Jacob. I mean, everyone. It's just such a cool environment to work in, and you really get to know these guys because you're there every day.
Yeah.
And it's so much fun. Just the rehearsals, I think, is when people is the most fun. Is where because we do get our blocking, and then we're like, all right, we're up in 6 items. I'll see you in the makeup room in 10 minutes. Got it. And it's super fast paced.
Yeah, I heard.
But it's intense, but it's so much fun just to be in that, I don't know, in that mindset, and just hanging out with these guys, running lines. making jokes. It's incredible.
I would assume being on a soap, you have to be very present in your acting. You have to
Yeah.
be like, because you're doing it. You're maybe doing one rehearsal, one day, and that's it. You're like you're doing it. So has that strengthened your acting skills? You believe in the last 6 months?
Yeah, it's the thing that's been that strength. The thing that I've improved on the most is learning lines, because learning lines for soap is you glancing at it for a little bit and then you go and you do it.
yeah.
And it really it's hard to get used to at first, but after a while, it like, I mean, you could just, it's just like that all the time, and it's great. It's fantastic.
Muscle memory. I mean, it starts to happen.
You're
right?
you're really exercising that muscle. Wow. Yeah.
I see. I tell people all the time, soaps are they'd be really hard.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a bunch of people in the chat room. So I'm glad you guys are watching. He loves. Oh, I tell you love the people who are in the chat room. You love them. Right?
I love the chat room.
We're asking some questions, and so one we're going to ask you is this is a good one. Is there a person on Bold you haven't worked with yet that you would like to?
A person on Bold.
You've kind of been around, but not with everybody.
Ivy.
It's your cousin.
Yeah. I don't get to see her much.
That's really funny. You get really. Well, she was in Sydney with the rest of the folks there.
Yeah, I've been in one scene and I've talked to her once on Thanksgiving.
That's interesting.
And I'm like, Darren or Wyatt.
You don't think Wyatt?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't think Wyatt?
Yeah. Which I just learned he's on Blue Mountain State, I think it's called.
That show is I love that show. You didn't know that show? It's so good.
I watched a couple episodes on, I think it was called Crackle or something.
Yeah.
And I watched a couple and I loved it. I just didn't.
It used to be on Spike TV. And
Spike TV.
I was a huge, because I followed him from Days of Our Lives.
Yeah.
He won his Emmy.
That's right. He was on Days.
He was on Days. And he was Max Brady. And so I loved him on that. But when Blue Mountain State came out, it's such a funny college football show. It's male humor. It's all like male humor.
Yeah, it is.
But it's hilarious. And I keep home from to do a movie and stuff for it. But yeah, I love Darren Brooks. I think he's such a
cool dude.
he seems like a natural actor. Like, he's very natural.
Yeah, he is. He was just on Two Broke Girls, I think.
Yes, he was on that too. Yes, so he's very natural. But yeah, I guess you haven't worked with him either. I guess he's been kind of sulking off to the corner.
Yeah,
what's going on? But you and Ivy work at Forrester.
Yeah, we should have a scene, right? Look, we should make that happen.
That's so funny. Speaking of the ladies, Jacqueline Wood. Tell me, she's so beautiful.
She is amazing.
She's been killing it recently too.
Yes, yes.
Her storylines have been. I mean, her and Quinn, and now her and Steph has been great. Tell me something about her. Working with her.
She is, again, super funny, super talented. I mean, and I love the scene. I love the rivalry between Sally and her.
Yeah, Sally. Yeah.
Super cool rivalry.
Yeah.
And I mean, every scene she does is an interesting scene. So
yeah,
she it's great.
Yeah, she's been on for a while. I mean, she's been on the show off and on for a while.
How long has she been on?
I'm trying to remember. As a fan, anybody fans can tell me. You can tell you. Some of the fans just can tell me right away. You can tell me if you tell me how long she's been on. But I've admired. I think she's grown so into her role.
Yeah, she's
Steffi.
She is Steffi. Yeah,
she's Steffi. And I love the fact that to me she's kind of like she's Ridge, so to speak.
She's like rich or Ridge.
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 I always call Thomas Thorne. And I feel like, because I thought this is an interesting twist on a soap where they made the female very strong.
Yeah.
Steffi's a strong woman.
She is.
And that's for any females watching the show. If you haven't watched the show, you should watch it because it's good. You can see a strong woman who makes her own decisions.
Yeah, I think she's a great character. Yeah. And I love that. It's just, she captivates every scene.
Yeah,
and
I agree with
it's
that,
great.
Totally.
Yeah.
And then our buddy Pearson Froday.
Great guy.
Where he's like 20 feet tall.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know this. He's very goofy and silly.
Yeah. Super
Which
goofy.
I know this personally. He's very funny.
He's very stylish.
That's you.
I mean, he's very like he's telling me all these new trends like socks are supposed to go below, which I wear super high socks.
So do I.
Yeah.
we had to talk about that once.
We do.
The fans talk about that too. Talk about him or the no socks. He wears no socks.
Yeah, or
sometimes.
the no socks, and a super stylish guy. I don't get it.
He gives good hair. And you're giving good hair today too.
I got a haircut.
Looks good.
Thank you.
Thanks to your barber or your hairstylist.
Yeah. The people over at B&B cut it for me.
Oh, B&B, can I go over and get a haircut? Can I get a little trim?
They're really good at what they do.
It looks good.
Thank you.
But he always gives good hair too. I always tease him about his hair. But he always gives good hair. He's like, but he is very stylish. But people don't know he's very goofy and funny too, and he's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
He's just so tall. Because your character, literally, you're Ridge Forrester Jr.
Yeah.
That's a lot to kind of have take in, and you relate it to half the cast.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, you have so many half brothers and sisters. It's kind of
It's a big family tree. Yeah.
That's funny. Now you're also involved in which I think is very cute and sweet, with Coco.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
It looks fun. Is it fun to you?
I mean, Court is amazing, or her name's Courtney. I call her Court because we have Courtney Hope.
Yes.
So
who plays Sally?
Yeah.
There's two Courtneys.
But yeah, she's awesome. Super fun to work with. It's great to have someone my age.
Oh yes, I guess so. Right.
Okay, let me clear something up because everyone asks my age.
Okay, everybody, this is exclusive to Bold Breakdown. This is exclusive.
I'm 17, and I believe she is also 17.
Okay.
I know. So we are the same age.
No, I've seen people ask like, "What is his age? Like, how old is he?"
Yeah.
Like, is he? And it happened on my show last week. They're like, "Well, how old is RJ?" I think 17, 16, 17. That's what I thought.
I just turned 17 January 26th.
Okay,
so,
very good.
Yeah.
So he's 17, everybody. Stop
17.
asking. He's 17. And so she's around 17 too, and you guys are basically playing your age, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, you came home from school, but you didn't finish. Or did you finish? I was confused.
Well, I mean, I think RJ's probably taking homeschool,
courses.
some homeschool courses.
Well, you're the head of interns right now. You're busy.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, when you're the boss's son, you level up fast.
But I do like that they put you part of the Forresters. I was wondering.
I was really day one. I wanted to be part of the company.
Yeah.
I wanted to have power. I wanted to be CEOs secretly,
Yes.
but yeah, I'm happy. I'm a part of the company, and
Yeah.
it's fun scenes. It's fun to
Yeah.
pretend like you're super official and you have papers.
Okay, so what's inside the folders?
Okay, it's actual documents, like numbers. I don't know what it means.
What the-
like it's like they're like prices and there's like charts and stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And I just like throughout the scene, I look at it's just a bunch of random numbers.
Papers.
Yeah, but there's actual stuff in them.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so fun. I always wonder about that.
and also in sketchbooks, they're actual sketches.
The sketches
Yeah.
you showed. Yeah, what is with RJ just showing everything?
Hey,
Go.
you know, well, I mean, he's trying to impress her. he's really trying to impress her, and this boarding school probably didn't have many girls.
I laughed this last week. I was like, "Oh my god, he's doing it again." But
Yeah.
I said, "But that's what boys do. That's what we do."
I mean, yeah, when you need to impress someone, you know, I'm not saying it's the smartest move.
No.
but it's a
And
move.
she'd say things like, "Well, you don't want to show it. It's okay." And you're like,
she's giving me an out, but I'm like, no, you need to see these.
such a boy, such a male. Of course.
Yeah.
You feel like you're like a peacock. You're doing your feathers out.
Yeah.
And you're showing. It's like we couldn't stop laughing. We're like, there he goes again.
Yeah.
So it's gonna come back to.
They're
haunt
good
him.
designs, though, right?
No, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
No, seriously. The one thing I love about Bold and Beautiful is that when we do a fashion show or half fashions, they really look good.
Yeah.
It's not some like half attempt or whatever. It's like real good
It's
stuff.
really pretty.
They
I mean,
do it.
I don't know anything about fashion, but I just know those are like that's
Yeah.
a good design.
Well, the dresses and stuff they showed that you showed us
Yeah.
and Coco and everybody, they were really pretty.
yeah, I like them a lot.
Yeah, they're really good. So I know it's funny. It's over a fashion house. Did you ever think you were doing a show about a fashion house?
No, I never did, but I'm happy that I'm doing it. I'm happy. Yeah.
So you're king of the interns, and you're having your chemistry with Court. Can you say you call it Court?
Yeah.
Very natural. I
Yeah.
love it. You guys both look like you're having a good time.
Yeah. I mean,
It's fun.
it's I think the chemistry is there. I think we kind of became friends on day one because I
Yes.
I have to do school for
Right.
like 3 hours a day on
Okay, that's
set.
good to know. I was going to ask you about that, so that's good.
So I just try to avoid school as much as possible. So
Education's important.
yeah,
Stop it.
I just I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just show Courtney around, and we just became really good friends. And so I think that's just because we're friends in real life now.
Good.
That the chemistry kind of shows.
I think also it might help you too because I'm sure. I mean, now you guys are kissing and stuff.
Yeah.
How does that feel to kiss in front of cameras?
That was my first kiss ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys heard it first. That was the first kiss ever.
I got out of high school or public high school after first semester of freshman year.
Okay.
So I kind of skipped that whole entire like seeing girls.
Yeah, all right.
Because I was either working or I was doing school. So I didn't really. So that was my first kiss, and it was super frustrating. I was so nervous because
Wow.
I didn't know what I was doing.
And plus, folks out there, it's not like a like if you with your girl in real life and you kiss.
It's very
technical.
It's very okay, do this, like you got to position it a certain way. There's nothing really like
Right.
it's not. Yeah, it's very.
I say technical. I think that's the only thing I think
technical,
of
yeah.
because there's cameras got to catch. There's like 2 shots. You got to catch this one and
Yeah.
this, and it's not like it's like not natural.
Yeah, it's not. It looks natural,
Right.
but it's not. It's not natural.
Right.
No.
It's the magic of television.
Magic television.
So that was your first. That's so funny. Your first kiss. What did you use? Altoids, Tic Tacs? What did you use the first?
Actually, one of our cameramen, John, always has mints on his on his camera, so I always take his mints.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Hey, John, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. That's so funny. And so I think it probably will help you because you guys are friends that you'll be able to kind of play those scenes. I'm really curious to see what happens with your storyline because this is like I like this kind of like Romeo and Juliet kind of thing.
It's nice, isn't it?
It is nice.
I like it.
We need that, and I think Bolt does that really well. And I think the scene I also liked this last week was you and Pearson's character Thomas talking about it's your Spectre under the Spectre spell.
Oh yeah, under the Spectre spell.
As he said that, I was like, I saw the Spectre spell. I love that. But you both are involved. 2 brothers involved with 2 sisters.
Yeah, yeah,
Which Bolt does well too.
yeah. Let's see where that goes.
Yeah. Anyway, so you said you haven't really worked. You've worked with a lot of people in these scenes. Have there been any times where it was a little frustrating or intimidating for yourself to do some of the scenes because you work so fast? And
Yeah, I mean, there's been times where I've had pages and pages and pages of dialogue.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you're saying it, it doesn't look like that much.
No, of course not. No, of course not.
But like, I mean, it was, and I remember having going on set one time, and it was just very, it was like I couldn't get in my brain. Like it was just, and you got to reach a certain point, like after 5 o'clock, because I believe after 5 it's overtime money for those guys. Okay. So you are really pushing against the clock, and so you really need to know your lines. And that was the one time where I'm like, I need to, it was a rookie mistake, but it was just so much dialogue in such a small amount of time. But I've gone way better at memorizing lines now. So
well, you look effortless. You're good. You're good on the show.
Thank you.
Really are. You really are good. And some people here are saying the same thing. What led you to acting as like a possible career? Because you're so young.
When I was 5, I did my first play.
Oh, excuse me.
2005,
wow.
yeah.
Okay. Well,
It was a Wizard of Oz, and I was one of the Munchkins.
I love it.
Yeah, I was one of the Munchkins, and I just loved being on stage. And I kept on doing school plays like from 3rd grade to 5th grade, I think. And I was trying all new things. I was trying choir. That I'm just a terrible singer. But I really liked it. And there was this competition at a mall. And this sounds super sketchy, but it's like you walked up and there's like a big line of people, and like it was just like people who wanted 6 months, whoever they liked the best, basically whoever personality was the best, they would give 6 months of free classes to.
Wow, that's good.
I think it was kind of like a promotion of their acting class studio.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And so and all you had to do was go talk to an agent. You didn't even have to perform.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was like, cool.
Okay.
So and there was a bunch of people there, and I remember standing in line, and I've always been very, I don't want to say mature for my age.
You are mature for it. I can tell.
I've always been a little bit.
I can tell.
Yeah, I've talked to adults for a lot of my life, and they really liked my first being. I was 11 at this time.
Okay.
So about 2010, 2011, and they really liked me. I didn't get the class, or I got the classes, but I didn't win. But they're like, hey, we really like you. Do you want to audition for our agency for us? And it was ABA Talent, and I'm like, yeah. So I picked out a monologue from Field of Dreams.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
My God.
The one where the guys like write down those bass lines. That one.
Don't make me cry. I'm gonna start crying. Don't make me start crying. Yes, I love that. Yes.
I did that one, and they liked me, and they signed me, and she introduced me to my manager, Miss Baker, and Miss Baker introduced me to my theatrical agent. It's just been going on from there.
Wow. I think it's a good lesson for folks that are of any age who go into acting that you may not get picked for something.
I got super lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird to think about. Do you know what the butterfly effect is?
Yes, of course.
It's like if I didn't go to that mall, I would not be here right now.
Right.
And I didn't say this. I was about to back out of it. Like I was very nervous. So I was always like I didn't want to do it, but I decided to go, and now I'm on Bold and the Beautiful.
Right.
And that's so surreal.
I mean, and that's exactly what I'm saying. People out there who are watching this and listening, this is need encouragement. Listen to the story. It's like you're scared, walk through it.
Yeah.
You're a little nervous, walk through it. If you don't get it, walk through it.
Yeah, it's never gonna hurt to try.
No.
So.
And you know, people in this town will remember you sometimes for other things. Like you do a good impression.
If someone sees you somewhere else, they're like, oh, this guy might be great here, and that's how you get work. Yeah.
Kind of. I love the butterfly effect. I believe in all the ripples and things.
Yeah.
I believe in that kind of stuff.
I do too.
It's all energy, right? It's all energy. We're all energy. Everything's energy.
Yeah.
And I feel like that what I do does affect you on some level.
Yeah.
What you do does affect. I mean, I created the show, and I'm talking to the actor on the show. I mean,
Exactly.
Like
Exactly. There's everyone has a variable, and that variable is constantly changing.
but you are mature for your age.
Thank you.
I do feel that. We have a person on here who says they've been watching the show since 1987.
Whoa.
And they're in Australia. Say hi, Australia.
Hey, Australia.
I want to go to Australia. You didn't get to go.
I didn't get to go to Australia.
How do you feel about that? Because like a lot of fans were just saying you were the son who wanted them together so much. But you were playing with Coco.
I had Coco. I mean, I understand why. I know some people were like, oh, he should have won. Yeah. I understand why RJ didn't though. For Coco is a main reason. I think RJ is kind of starting to get out of his parents' life a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think RJ's a little bit maturing a little bit more, and it's not just his parents. There's a lot of reasons. I think. I mean, nothing is set in stone until it's written. But as an actor, you always think, why is this character doing this? And I always have something in the back of my
Good.
mind.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and that might not reflect the writing, but I mean, I just think that he did his job to get his parents together.
You know he did.
And he doesn't need to be there to see it. And maybe he was a little hurt about that. Maybe he wanted to go.
Yes.
But
it was like their sixth marriage or so. Or
yeah,
whatever.
it's this,
like,
after a certain while, you just want the deed to be done.
I love it.
And so, but I understand why he didn't go
Yeah.
in a certain aspect.
Well, I know, once we saw what happened down there, it was kind of like, well, RJ shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Yeah.
It was a little too adult down there, first of all. But coming back, then it's like everybody's like worried about it. It talks about you every day, whether you're on or not. Isn't that great?
That's true. That is very true.
The RJ name was always mentioned,
Yep.
whether you were there or not.
That was practically.
But that was one thing a lot of people, fans, were saying, like, well, shouldn't he have been there because he went them together? Well, you did get them together.
I did get them together. Yeah.
Yeah, you did your job, come together. Your father messed it up, though, but
He did.
you did all you could do.
And RJ doesn't know that yet.
I know.
RJ doesn't know. That's.
Well, it's something because there's an episode where I thought it was very cool where you were talking to Coco about your dad. Because we know that Coco.
Is this the episode where I'm like, where I'm talking about when I went to boarding school?
Yes.
And they're like, and I love, because I loved this paragraph when I was like, man, what was it? It was like, I don't think they did it because they wanted to throw me out or something. They wanted to protect me. That one, I know what you're talking about.
We're on the same page. Look,
Yeah.
I loved that because it also explained where RJ was coming from all those years we didn't see him to.
Yeah.
What his thought process was or what he came to later.
The guy hasn't seen his parents in so long. And, I mean, he didn't really get to live a childhood. So I understand why RJ wanted his parents together, and I understand why he really tried to push that.
Yeah.
And I think it's healthy for RJ to step back, but it's, I completely understand where the character's coming from.
In the chat room, they said, well said, Anthony. His explanation made sense, even though I wish he would have went. So it made sense. They said it made sense.
I would not be complaining if I went to Australia.
Hello, right? But they said your explanation made sense.
Yeah.
And it actually makes sense to me too now that you said it that way, because now of course it begets more story later, you finding out and how that goes. Because I think RJ's gonna be pissed. You're gonna be pissed after you find it. Like, wait a minute.
Let's see what the writing says, but
He can't tell us anything. So don't ask me. He can't tell me anything.
I think it was a very mature moment. I saw your I saw your last episode on Sunday.
Yes.
With Matthew E. Payne.
Yes, Matthew E. Payne. Yes.
Okay, and there was a point where you guys were talking about how you were a little disappointed of how RJ reacted.
Yes.
I think if anything, that's a setup for when he finds out that his
Yeah,
dad.
that makes sense, yeah.
But also, I think that was embrace of maturity a little bit of RJ
okay.
to show that he was. I know not everyone's gonna agree with me on this, but to show. I mean, like just to be like, you know what, guys, it's your decision. He's really been pushing it, and maybe a little too much. And he he's starting to realize, you know what, this isn't my life.
Yes.
And they tried, it didn't work out, and just leave it at that. I thought it was more of a more maturing moment for RJ.
Well, it's funny now. That's why we like having you in the studio, because now as you're explaining stuff to us and to me, it starts to make sense. Like you're saying that you came home originally to be with your parents.
Yeah.
But now you're getting a life, which we want, of course, on the show. We want you to have a life, obviously.
Yeah.
And you're starting to have a life, so I guess it's like, okay, well, you're gonna do it the sixth time or whatever. I guess life goes. I got something else to do. But yeah, I think it makes sense now. People are they're agreeing. They're like, oh, hello from Manchester, UK. That's Eden Maddox. Hi, Eden.
Manchester, UK. Wow.
Yes.
That's
what I
far.
told you before the show. People watch our show all over the world because you're all over the world.
Yeah. I still can't wrap that around my head.
Isn't that funny? Hi,
Yeah.
Eden. AJ says peace. That's the name. Can you please ask him who his favorite character is on the show?
My favorite character?
Besides yourself, of
Besides
course.
myself? Don's character is really cool.
Yeah.
I love Don's character.
I love Dollar Bill.
Yeah.
I do. And here's the thing about Dollar Bill and his character. A lot of times he is correct about everything.
He is, but I think he goes about it the wrong way.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I think his ego gets in the way.
His ego gets in the way. But when he says stuff, you're like, that's true.
Hey, I completely agree with you on that.
Like everything you're saying is completely true to me.
Yeah.
I mean, you're absolutely correct. So it's kind of, so Amber's already said, I wasn't upset that he didn't react more upset. I was proud of RJ and made me respect him even more.
See?
I learn stuff all the time too. I love
Yeah.
it. And Rodelli says RJ and Coco are so cute.
Aw,
Hi,
thank
Rodelli. She's a regular watcher. Hi, Rodelli.
Hey, Rodelli?
And
Rodelli.
Jacob Marquez says hello from Texas. He's a regular
Texas.
watcher too.
Wow.
Jacob Marquez.
Jacob Marquez.
Yes, I pronounced your name right, correct? Just kidding. He knows he's a friend of the show.
Is he?
But I tell you, all over the place they watch this. They tell you why they watch these. They love Bold and Beautiful.
I've never been out of America, so I don't.
Wait till you do. You're gonna love it. That's good, great. But yeah, these folks they're happy in here. And from Toronto, Luther
Toronto.
Bratt.
Wow, that's
I know.
so weird.
It's kind of funny. I said this to you before the show, and now it's really happening.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people watching right now. Thank you guys. See, your name brought people in here.
Hey.
I told you. I knew it. So we're talking briefly like video games, but what do you do on your off time?
Video games.
Well, which ones do you like right now? Which ones
I'm right now playing Skyrim.
Okay.
Which is a great game. I'm not sure how many people in the chat actually.
Hey,
like
you
video
never
games.
know.
You never know. But
Right.
I'm a huge gamer. It's always been something that I just like. If I always have a plan B for something. My plan B is game designer.
Okay.
I mean, I love to write. I love to do all that stuff. I love sports. Baseball is like my kind of thing.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just a regular guy. Like food.
Okay, here's food, because we know we're in LA. There's a lot of good food.
Oh my gosh, there's so much good food.
Yes. What are some places you like actually in LA? Jeez. Well, you've been to recently.
I always go to McDonald's.
Okay, besides McDonald's, that has good fries.
Oh my gosh, the greatest. I hope I don't pronounce this wrong. Rocco's? Roscoe's. I've been there once, and the
waffles are the best.
Aren't they? I've been there once, but it was so good. And that's like, if you go down to LA, everyone in LA is like, you gotta go to Roscoe's.
Chicken and waffles.
You
Yes.
gotta get.
You have to go. You have to go.
It's like it's a crime not to. And
It is. But no, seriously, folks, if you come to LA, the waffles are like, I don't know if they put crack in the batter. I don't know what's going on, but they're like, you don't even need like syrup sometimes.
Yeah.
They're so delicious.
It's magic.
I always get the Obama.
The Obama, what's that?
Which is the waffle with 3 wings. As our engineer, yes. I get the Obama.
I gotta try that.
It's good because the wings are really good with it, and it's really delicious.
That's good.
A gamer here too, Anthony.
Hey.
That's Amber's baby. She's a gamer also.
Are you? What games do you play?
Tell me what games you
Yeah.
play. You tell them. What is it about gaming? I mean, I know like my grandson playing D games. You guys all game. Is it like you just play for hours, just get lost in the?
Yeah, it's like a movie but more immersive because you're controlling it. And video games just took a step further, which is a huge thing, which is VR.
Yeah.
And I have a VR headset.
You do? Okay.
It's a PlayStation VR headset, and it is crazy.
Did you have to get used to it at first at all?
It depends what you play. Because nausea is a big part.
I was gonna say yes, right.
It's but once you get used to it, it's really weird because it feels like another place. You know, it's fantastic, and I think it's. I mean, PlayStation VR doesn't have much games, but the Oculus Rift and the Vive, those two have a lot of games, and I mean I'm so excited for the next 5 years. Because the games that are going to be released, the technology that's being released, the graphic cards are going crazy. I know no one cares about this.
No, they don't. Yes,
but yeah, the technology is going somewhere. So
well, it's something for you to consider. The gaming industry is huge.
It's I think it's Sony's like biggest thing. Yeah,
and it's good for actors who do voiceover stuff and I mean, it's big in many arenas. Music, it affects so much.
There's just so much art into one disc. Or digital upload. It's insane.
Bradley Garcia told me to ask you, what do you think of the COD and its community? Or COD?
COD, Call of Duty.
Yes. Okay, I'm sorry, I feel like an old person now.
I'm not a Call of Duty fan, mostly because it feels like they're just, well, for a while, like it felt like they're copy and pasting games. And also
Shade.
And they also, I mean, if they come out with a World War II thing, I might check that out, but they're trying to do futuristic stuff, and I'm not about that.
And someone's asking about the Switch.
The Switch, it's basically Legend of Zelda.
Was it really?
Well, I mean, they only have like 2 games right now out for it.
Oh, okay.
Like Legend of Zelda, the new Legend of Zelda game, which is probably a really good. It's like I've heard such great reviews about it.
Really, it's good. Okay.
But I don't know. I want to wait because I don't want to pay $300 to play Legend of Zelda.
Yes. Legend of Zelda been around a long. Even I know that one. Yeah. It's been on for a long time. And Matthew Evan Payne's in. He says, "Hi, Anthony."
Hey, Matthew.
You better listen to this show like a little earlier from now. He talked about you.
I talked about you. I saw your episode Sunday.
Yeah, so he talked about you guys. That's why he's in there. Bradley Garcia says true about that. Said true.
I think a lot of the gaming community would agree.
Yeah. So see, folks, there's gamers in here. They do everything. They watch soaps and they do gaming.
Yep.
They're all. Eden says she loves her 3D games.
3D games. Oh, like Mario 3D stuff like that.
Tell me, folks.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I don't know. I'm like, I don't know anything. So see, they know stuff that I don't even know. So that's great. A sub question is, what is? This is always we like to manifest things on this show a lot of times. Say it out loud. What is your dream storyline you would like to have for RJ?
Ooh, I actually thought about this a lot.
Oh, okay. See, you guys.
A dream. I want to see RJ's past more.
Okay.
Because they mentioned boarding school.
Yes.
Doesn't mean it was a good time.
Right.
It doesn't mean it was a good boarding school.
No.
A lot of crap could have happened there, and that could have affected him later on. Why am I holding this?
Oh,
a lot could have happened later on.
Yeah.
And it could have affected RJ a lot, and I think we should. I would like to see that be explored more. But as of right now, I mean, I love the Spectre storyline.
Oh, you're good. You're good right now. No, you're in a good storyline now. I mean,
yeah.
You're doing fine.
I mean, that's such a fun storyline to play.
Yeah,
it's fun.
It's fun. No, you're doing good. But I guess people always like to know, is there a storyline you want to, like, you know, you must be CEO of Forrester Creations one day, of course. Rich Forrester Jr.
I would love to be CEO.
But I wonder if they will take you in the direction of making you either a designer or the business side. I wonder.
I don't know. We got to see what RJ's interests are.
Yeah.
Because RJ has been really focused on his parents.
Yeah.
And we don't know what RJ's stuff is.
We don't know.
And I think we'll find out.
We'll find out.
But RJ has been really in the mindset of getting his parents together, and now he's really in the mindset of Coco. So we'll see. We'll see what plays out.
Say hello to Peter in Perth, Australia.
Peter in Perth, Australia.
Yes.
Jesus.
I know. Someone mentioned PC Master Racer. You know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
What it is. And then Eden just said anything 3D.
Anything 3D. Okay. A lot of games in that category.
she said she wrote in capital letters anything 3D. She's like, yes. Like, yes. That's so funny. I want to thank you for coming on the show. You're so good.
Thank you.
I think, the thing about you that's really interesting to me is that you are mature and it comes across on the show. Mm-hmm. Like you fit right in.
Yeah.
not all characters do that. Not all people do that. And what you're telling us, it's a family there. Everybody gets along. They do a good job.
Yeah.
You work hard. I could tell you fit right into that.
Well, thank you very much. That means a lot.
And I appreciate you being a fan of our show because you tweeted me and told me that.
I love it. Actually, the first time when my first episode went up or something like that, I was like, because I wanted to see what the community was like, the Bold and Beautiful community, and I found the first thing I ever saw was your show. It was you and this other guy, and I remember watching, and you guys all of a sudden you guys bring up RJ. I'm like, holy crap, they're talking about me. Like, it was so weird. I've never had that experience. And all of a sudden, you guys are talking about the storyline, and you guys were talking about like the Dodgers earlier or something.
Yes.
And do you remember this? Do you
Yes,
remember this? I watched that episode, and I was like,
because Maya sang at the Dodger game. We were talking about
That
how
was
she
it,
sang,
yeah.
and she sang for real. I mean,
Yeah.
Kendra Mosley actually sang for real, and we were talking about that. And yeah, we brought up RJ.
yeah. That was the first introduction I had to the Bold and Beautiful community.
I love it. Well, I'm gonna tell you, all the fans, they want you on the show. We have a large fan base. They wanted you on the show, and I'm so glad you're able to provide that for them today. And I can tell everybody in here, it's just like he's a cutie. They want more RJ backstory. They said the writers need to go deeper into your. They agree with you completely.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Just watch the show every day, 12:30.
Every day.
Watch the show on CBS. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, tell people in that camera there where they can find you on social media.
Instagram is Anthony Turpel. Twitter is also Anthony Turpel.
And you're welcome on our show anytime.
Oh, thank you.
Any Sunday you're available, you're
Thank
welcome
you.
to come on. We would love to have you.
This
You
was
can
a
talk
lot of
about
fun.
it. Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
I liked it. And you can follow us on Instagram, on iTunes and YouTube under the Bold and Beautiful After Show. Our page, The Bold Breakdown. I'm James Lott Jr. You can follow me where all James Lott Jrs are sold. That's right, on the internet. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.